Howdy ho, we back. Some more EU love, pre-Disney. This is a special one. I mean, this is not to sound like I'm like fawning or anything like that, but I mean one of my idols in the community, Nerfherder Customs. Him and Jawa's Junkyard did a collaboration for a saber run. It was his first run and first widely available hilt. But it is Nerfherder Customs' take on a core and horn speeder bike type hilt, and mine is gross. This thing is gross. He mentioned in his reveal video that he was doing the run that he wanted to see one gnarly, nasty, gross, beat up. So I did what any good Saber fan would do and chucked this thing down the stairs a few times. Concrete stairs, just let it ride. It's pretty beat up, and I like it, and it looks good. There's rust, and there's grot, and there's just craps just slathered up in this thing, and it looks cool. I really like how this came out. I really like how it feels. This thing is solid. This is I believe, stainless steel, everything except for the acrylic for the buttons, and like a little bit of aluminum here and there, but it's primarily stainless steel. I think this thing is like 3 pounds fully installed. This thing is, I think it's heavier than the Roman Props Mark 1 that I did a while back. I love this thing. This thing is sweet. It's comfortable. It's meaty. It's beefy. It's everything that I want in, like a core and horn type build. The only things that I added to it outside of the damage and rust and heat and all that other stuff, my weathering, is this guy right here. This was just bare steel, and I had a camera track, which there are no unique ideas on the internet. But I saw someone do this with a core and horn hilt a while back and thought it looked cool. I thought it was a unique idea. So I stole it. I stole it with no remorse, and did it on this one. It looked good. It looks killer, and it kind of adds to the overall vibe of the hilt. It gives a really nice, comfy grip right under the control box. But like I said, all stainless steel. I'm going to try kind of pick up some of that. I really need to get some better lighting in here, to like really pick up the subtleties on the weathering. But kind of going through the whole hilt now, before I unthread it. You've got the control box right here, green and red, blinky LEDs, and a external kill switch. I don't typically do a lot of kill switches. I would like to do them more and start doing them in everything. When I was learning how to do chassis last year or a year ago, whatever, it just made my brain hurt on trying to make it work, but now I've got it kind of figured out now. But this one is external, which is really cool because you can just flip it with your switch and you're on and ready to rock and roll, instead of unthreading the handle and actually flipping it and putting the handle back on. And it was a very good call by Nerfherder to do an external switch. Looks sweet, works great, it's killer. Nice long threads on this too, which I like, and the threads are butter on this. And this is not my chassis. This is not a chassis that I designed. This is not anything that I did outside of the install itself. But this chassis is sweet. This is the first chassis that I've ever had the pleasure of doing that was done by Nerfherder Customs. It's sweet. It's so cool, man. All the detail and lines, the shine through right in here for a pixel strip. Nice detail on both sides. Removable battery. removable 18650 battery, Profi board, and I think this is a 10 pixel accent strip. It's been a while since I've actually did anything with this saber install wise. And then I've also got the boy 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Dark Side Elite speaker. Buy it now. It's great, especially in this thing. This one's already got a battery in it, so I will not worry about putting a new one in, because this is one of my pick up and play sabers. This has a blade plug from, I think this is a Great Lakes Saberco blade plug. It looks great. I need to weather it or just make a new blade plug specifically for this saber, but I'll get there when I get there. Honestly, I've got enough on my bench right now. Like I said, external kill switch. This is the speeder font from Kyber Phonic, I believe. Linkies. I've got these set up in the Return of the Jedi Luke blink pattern. Red is auxiliary, green is power. Loud. Ever since I got this saber, I have not been to the gym. Every time that I go to pick this up, that's my workout for the day. It's great. I love it. So I just play with this every day. Let's take this blade plug out and get a blade in it, because it is not hefty enough. This is a 1-inch blade. Which again, don't just cram that blade in there and hope for the best. Just set it in. I kind of push it into the pins just a little bit. And again, it's a set screw, which is good. It fits the overall aesthetics of this saber specifically. It's a white blade, silver technically. Courkrus uses a silver blade, but his is dual phase. I have not updated this yet to use the dual phase font style. I need to do that because it is sick. You twist the hilt, and I got to figure out the actual method of operation for it, but you basically twist the hilt while you're holding a button or something like that, and it changes color. And the idea behind Courkrus is he's got a dual phase lightsaber. It's primarily silver, but when he rotates the crystals, it changes to a purple blade, and I think it's 3 times long or something wild like that. It's cool, man. Courkrus a cool character. He's also a pilot for Rogue Squadron, and he's sweet. But anyways, let's fire this thing up, man. Nice and loud, nice and bright. Same thing. I've got a bunch of fonts on this. But the biggest thing that I want to show off on this guy, after I get to the miles and miles of threading on the grip, is the accent strip. Now, when the battery is off on this, I've got it as a battery meter, which I like because I can just unthread it and kind of see what my charge is and not really have to do much guesswork. But when it's on, it doesn't match the blade, but it does match the blade color. I've got it kind of doing a power flow right now. And back to the battery monitor.
You are now at one with the Force.
And gotta have a Luke on there, especially as a expanded universe saber. Post Return of the Jedi, you just gotta have Luke. It just makes sense. and again, it's just a running surge. And back to the battery meter.
What are you waiting for? Invitation.
Kyle Katarn.
This is Mara. I fell short.
And then the Anakin pod racing font. I think this was 1/6. I could be wrong on that. It's got that power surge, yellow blade, but it's got a power surge on the blade too, which is pretty cool. And the emitter cooldown. Again, miles of thread. This thing is solid. You could, say, chuck it down the stairs, and it would be fine, except for a couple of nicks and digs. Not that I would know anything about that, because I haven't chucked this thing down the stairs a couple of times before I installed it. Just to try and get that. That's so cool. I love this blade style. I really do. I spent a while trying to get it tuned up right, and I actually stole the blade style from the Mark I that I did, the Roman Props Mark I, because I threw it on that saber, which I need to talk to my dad and get that saber back from him for A, an upgrade, and B, to do a video on, because I wasn't doing videos at that time. But I would just like to kind of take that back and futz around with it after I get mine, because I bought myself a Mark I not that long ago that I need to add to the bench. Unfortunately, I might just take that one and install it. I've got some ideas for that saber. I do have a Rudy Pando chamber. I do have options for a chassis, either going the stock route or the Goth 3D route, or what I did for my dad's saber, Solo Sabers version. But I'm going to try and make my own for that one. I think I've got a way to do a removable battery setup with the Pando chamber, which I haven't really seen done before, but I mean, my stubbornness is, you can't beat it. You just can't match it. I will figure a way to do it because I am committed to it. I like removable batteries. I don't like rechargeable wired-in batteries. But I'll figure it out. And if I don't, that's okay. Because I'll have a Mark I in my collection, which I still don't have, because the one that I had in my collection I gave to my dad because I wrecked his car when I was 18. Sorry, Dad. Love you. Hope you like the saber. It cost about as much. Yeah, there's a story there. Maybe in a future video. Who knows? Maybe if I do a Q&A kind of thing in the future. Revisit the mistakes of my past. But, yeah, we'll get there. Anyways, I'm going to call it with the Courkrus, which is the saber's name, by the way. It is the Courkrus because that's the planet that Core and Horn built it on. Yeah, this thing's sweet. I'm tired of carrying it around, though. This thing is a monster. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. May the Force be with you.